All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and with me today I have Brock.
Oh,
And what a crazy week! Very, very crazy week here for Korea. Let's get right into it. If you would have told me, I won this week, but I went 6-2. You went 5-3. I am now tied with you. We're both tied at
oh.
49 and 25. It says week 9 is the last week. I haven't updated week 10 yet. That'll be next week when I update that. But yeah, if you had told me I would have gone 6-2 this week and both my losses would be Griffin, I would think you're crazy. Usually those are free wins, and I was sitting there. If imagine Griffin pulls off the 2 games they're supposed to, that's my third straight. That's my third, not straight, but third undefeated week in 5 weeks, and I'm like, I know this region by heart, huh? Not apparently, not with Griffin.
Worst part about that too is it's not like they lost to good teams.
Nope, they
It's
lost.
not like
Just
we're like, look, we're gonna pick Griffin, but man, SKT, they could possibly do it, or man, Sandbox, it's
hmm
gonna be close. We're like SK Griffin versus GG, all right, GG go next.
yeah.
Griffin versus Afrika go next. We're fine. Don't need to pick
Yeah,
those.
especially coming off a 2-1 victory against SKT, that was crazy. And then they 2-0'd Sandbox right after that. So, it's not like they were coming off a bad week. It was their closest week by far, but it was also their toughest week by far.
Yeah,
And then apparently it wasn't, though, because we'll talk
yeah.
about it, I guess. Game number 1, Genji won! Okay.
Wow.
And they held the lead essentially the whole game. Literally, Ruler popped off on the Vayne so hard. Chovy had a good game, but Tarzan had a terrible game on the Nocturne. Griff or Sword had a really bad game on the Rise as well. QV, Cuvée
Yeah,
on
Cuba.
on the Peanut as well. I want to talk about Peanut did amazing. What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. Starting to things are changing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this was just a blowout. I mean, it was like a 2 to 4K lead the whole game, and then Griffin came back. But just kidding, they did it.
You know what's crazy? This
Oh
is
no,
one of
sorry,
those
sorry, sorry.
games.
Griffin was leading this whole game. I got this wrong.
Yeah, Griffin had a lead in gold, but like
They weren't
that's one of those
winning.
things where that gold could possibly be farm because it never seemed like they had a gold
Oh
lead.
no, because they were losing objective. They got the first tower, but they lost the first ocean, then they lost another ocean, then they lost a third ocean, and then they lost the Baron, and that was important.
Like what I was thinking about this game is had it not been for the fact that Griffin lost to Gen G, this would be one of those games where we would start off by saying there's not really much to talk about this game.
Yeah,
But Griffin lost to Gen G. So
yeah.
now we gotta talk about it.
Yeah, it was Genji had full control for the most part. It seemed even though they didn't have the gold lead, like you said, they had full control of the game. That's why I honestly thought this was Genji's gold lead. I'm kind of shocked that Griffin had the gold lead the entire game. Even when they threw
Yeah.
it, they still had the lead a little bit. But yeah, that was. I mean, Chovy played his heart out, his little heart out, but the rest of the team not so much. Crazy.
Yeah, another thing
Ruler
that
popped off. Ruler had an
yeah,
amazing game.
on Vayne too.
Yeah. That last team
But
fight was phenomenal.
one thing that did surprise me is I'm not surprised by the pick because we've seen it a lot. The on hit
Nico.
um, Nico build. I'm not surprised by it, but I'm surprised that Sword didn't punish it on Rise as hard as I think he should have.
On hit Nico
Like
is very
because
hard to punish.
yeah, but it's like early game Rise should shove you under lane, and you're having to clear waves as AP champion under
Judging
tower.
AD, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like late game. Late
Yeah.
game is fine, you can do it, but your AD scaling doesn't scale like an ADC, so your autos don't do as much as like an ADC's would had they had like a long sword.
hmm
So it's like I still feel like Rise can punish something like that because like obviously he did farm wise. At one point in 20 minutes he had 211 farm and Nico had 160.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
But I mean, and I don't know. I guess he did punish it because at 20 minutes he's already pushing their second tier tower. But it seems like it should have done more. I don't know. I haven't played against it, so I don't know. I haven't played the matchup,
You won't
but
because
it
it got
would.
nerfed.
Yeah, exactly. It would seem like Raz would be the champion to where if he's going to do something, it would be punish AP champion build and auto attack build.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Raz is pretty good against auto attackers.
Mm-hmm. Well, they tried it again, and it lost again in game number 2. Because Gen G 2-0'd Griffin. Okay.
Like, where do we go from here? I don't know what to think.
I legitimately, last podcast, said Gen G's getting relegated. You can't just go 2-0 Griffin after I say that you're going to get relegated. That's not cool. It's not cool.
And what's crazy is
what happened
Ruler
to Peanut?
popped.
Ruler has been good this whole split, to be fair. He's been like discount Deft in my opinion, where his team has been heavier than Deft's team in my like basically. So like he hasn't been able to carry as hard. But Peanut, they showed up like crazy. Fly even showed up than Lysandra.
And like looking at scores, it's a lot harder to notice how much someone does when they're 0-1-8 because that's kind of like you would see that on a support. But this is Zach. And this is kind of what Zach's scores should be.
Yeah, Zach was crushing it with all the great engages by Peanut. They did, I believe this was a stolen Baron from Tarzan, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say.
Or was that against... That might have been against Afrika that Tarzan stole the Baron. But yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm flabbergasted.
Uh-huh. I would go down on... I would die by the sword or whatever. Fall on the sword to say that Gen G was the 9th place team in Korea before this week. There should have been no way Gen G loses to Griffin or beats Griffin. And they 2-0 them. Convincingly.
The only thing I can possibly think of that confused me more than this, like I had the same feeling watching both things, is a certain professional football team blowing a lead in the Super Bowl.
He's not here, man. He's not here.
Shouts out to Brian. But that's the only thing I can possibly think of where I'm sitting there watching like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't make sense.
It really made zero sense whatsoever.
Like, every time Gen G gets a kill, like, in the beginning, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's padding some stats, I guess. And then it's going further into the game, and I'm just, like, losing my mind.
Yeah, I know. Like, even Griffin, like, had a shot in both these games, but it was like, who was the team that destroyed him during the finals? That was, KT destroyed him in the finals last year.
Yeah.
A super team that should have won Worlds outside of IG was pretty much the best team at Worlds, so it wasn't much different than this Gen G team, which Fly has been the worst mid laner in LCK. Peanut has been the second worst jungler. Malrong definitely has that for Gen G. But I definitely think Fly's been worse than Grace. So, worst mid laner, second worst jungler. QV's been non-existent all split. Life is a rookie. He's been trying hard. But I mean, like, he hasn't been great. Like, you have a bottom probably 6 to 7 or lower on every position outside of Ruler. This split, and Ruler's like 4th ADC, like probably about that. So this team was bad. This team real bad. This team is like the CLG of Korea, where they have a lot of bad players.
And the crazy thing is, it's not like Gen G just rolled Griffin. Like, Gen G's got 30 kills, Griffin's got none or whatever. They just literally just beat Griffin.
Yeah, they just
like all around. They just beat him.
It wasn't like a cheese strategy or something like that. I mean, you can say the Nico top was cheese, but it wasn't really the Nico top that won the game. It was the Vayne.
It was the Vayne.
Ruler played the game of his life on the Vayne. He just looked amazing.
Twice in a row.
2 times in a row.
The second one was better than the first one.
They let him have it again. I don't know why they let him have it again.
And then they picked Lucian into it again, too.
Yeah, I don't like the Lucian pick into it because he really falls off. It's strong to bully him early, but I think why not go Jinx? Jinx is open. I love Jinx.
Why are we not going like legit hyper scaling crit champions? Why are we doing Lucian? Like, he's good with crit. but there's other options there.
Sivir doesn't do great into Vayne, but uh,
Like, the only thing that was banned was Callista and Tristana. Well,
yeah,
and Ezreal,
yeah.
but that's different.
Ezreal wasn't
So it's
banned.
like there's yeah, Ezreal was banned,
No, was it?
but like yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of game one.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I was looking at game,
I'm like looking at the
but
band, like, where's Ezreal?
but it's like there's other options there other than Lucian, so it's kind of weird.
What's with the Urgot band, by the way? What the hell?
Uh, Maybe they know something we don't.
I guess. They were on nine. They're pretending they're on 9.6. I'm so excited. Urgot's
Yeah,
back.
that's true. Please no.
All right, let's go on to the next game because we talked a lot about that game. But I mean, there was a lot to talk about. SKT versus KT. Same day, by the way. And KT starts out 1-0 here. And not score looks amazing finally. Smeb looked pretty good on the Fiora against Khan, that's Khan's like baby pretty much. Fiora. That's his
Yeah.
go-to champion if Jace is in the game and Jace is banned. So like Clid had a terrible game, Faker didn't look good on Zoe, Teddy looked okay on the Kaisa, but the rest of the SKT looked terrible. Gengo had 7-0 on Draven.
Yeah, you never want to see that.
Mm-mm.
You never want to see a Draven at 1-0.
Yeah, Draven has now beaten Griffin 3. Yeah, they have. Genji, they also knocked them out at it during the Gauntlet last year. So they were redoing Revenge on it? I don't know. It was weird. Very weird. But yeah, this game was weird too with KT and SKT. This was another just clean victory for KT out of nowhere. And I'm sitting here thinking, is SKT and Griffin both going to lose on the same day?
Right. Wait, so is this KT versus KT now?
No, T1.
Didn't SKT get the T1 is what it's called.
Yep.
Oh, how could I forget that?
Come on. Next game though, Score went on to his patent Gragas and went 0-6.
I like it.
Khan apparently knows how to fight against Jace better than he knows against the fight as Fiora because Jace went 0-6. We are going 0-6 on Jace against Vlad, by the way.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Nope, not good at all. That game's a GG. That's a lost one right away. This was a blowout again. So we're back-to-back blowouts. First one to KT, second one to SKT.
I mean, BDD tried his heart out, I guess.
He did.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You notice that Yasuo build? There's an Infinity Edge and a Static Shield before the Starix Gauge. And look what his score was, 6-2. Whenever you pick Yasuo and you're forced to go Starix Gauge, you're going to lose that game.
Yeah, you go Starix.
Because you need those core items before you build a Starix.
Yeah, I agree with that. Final game. No.
No, it wasn't important. It was just the same thing I was just saying. I was just saying every time you see a Yasuo with a Static Shiv or a Phantom Dancer and then a Starix Gauge, it's always a loss.
Yeah. And the next game, they're like, cool, we don't want Khan on the Vlad anymore. Let's put Teddy on the Vlad instead. How about that? He goes 6-2-6. Against Kaisa Alistair, that makes little sense. I don't like the Rakan pick with the Vlad. Worked totally fine. I just don't think they match up. They mix well together. Rakan's a lot about those early engages with the knockup, and Vlad does nothing early.
And not to mention, Vlad doesn't need Rakan.
Yeah, he doesn't need.
Like, I think if you're picking Vlad, you don't need a healing support.
Well, I like Rakan with Vlad in the late game team fights because Rakan takes up a lot of the CC and stuff. If he goes in first, everyone CCs him, and then Vlad can go in second, and there's no more CC left. Type style. But yeah, there was quite a blowout. Another blowout, but this one, SKT, the world was balanced again. SKT actually wins. Like, yeah.
Another tough game for Score as well. Instead of 0-6, he's 2-6.
Yeah, he had a great first game, and then he's back to being terrible, which is crazy because Score was like the best jungler in the world last year at one point. Yeah. And yeah, not this week or not this year.
That's tough.
Kingzone versus Jin next game. Jin is back to being Jin. It was a brief week there where we had some hope. They won a series, and then they almost won a game. They were kind of competitive. Hey, kind of competitive is what they need to be. But it was not in this game. They did get 3 kills in a team fight. Grace did get 3 kills at the very end. But outside of that, complete blowout. 14k lead, Kingzone.
I would be okay with legit any kind of competitiveness at all coming from Gen G. Like not
Jin
dying 15. Yeah, Jin not dying 15 times would be all right with
Yeah.
just anything. Anything's an improvement at this point.
Yeah. I was really excited about Tana on the Jace top. In game number 2. They put him in. He's the backup. They put in Stitch as well. I've wanted to see Stitch for a while. He played all right. He went 1-1-1. But Chingo, who played Kennen mid, that's not all
Big
right.
yikes.
That's not all right. You don't want to be 75% of your team's deaths. That's a really bad stat.
Yeah, that's not good.
It was. I mean, he's also like the main form of engage, but like, yeah, they have no engage really outside of that. But yeah, he got kind of wrecked by the Cuz Pawn duo of Gragas barrel into Yasuo ult. It didn't feel good for Chengo.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, that was a big yikes, and it was another blowout game, sadly. So there,
Yeah,
SK over for Korea. Not many close games to start the week.
no, really not.
Let's go to the close games though. We got Damwon Gaming versus Hama Life. Hama Life, oh my god, man. So Soon's not their main starter, but like man, he did not have a good game. 1-7 on the Aurelia. Another brutal.
Yeah.
He's 50% of the team's death. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
That's yeah. That's someone. Also, that's a really good top laner playing Jay, so he's going to be able to punish things.
Yeah.
But man,
But he also gets way over aggressive, so I feel like
Yeah.
it was a very good combo to have Zach there to counter that over aggressiveness. It just didn't work. They traded a kill at the beginning, and then he got another. Actually, so it kind of did work at the beginning, to be honest. I forgot about those kills at the beginning, but then after that, it was just straight downhill from there.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Lots of death.
Also, like I said, I believe I said it on the LPL podcast. You wouldn't have been here, but Ash and Tom Kench. Now that Ezreal is getting gutted in 9.6, watch out for Ash Tom Kench to be the new best core meta in the game. I think it's a disgustingly strong duo lane if you can play the Ash correctly. It's clean.
I can see that.
It showed up. Was it Mystic today? Yeah, because WE upset top today, which almost seals the deal for their playoff spot. That was awesome. Crazy. But that's LPL. We'll talk about that later. Game number 2 went over to Holland with Life. Lava had an amazing game on his LeBlanc. He is like one of the best LeBlancs in the world. Like Lava, do not give him this champion. He is so good on it. But yeah, and like they all had great games on Holland with Life. Like
Speaking of really good top laners, by the way, all proceeds to go 0-6 after. Thanks.
There's a reason why he didn't play in Game 3. Because, like I said before, what happened? Oh, look at that. That's Bono on Rek'Sai catching out Nogri. Check. There goes the laning phase right there. And you got a kill there. And and they were able to get the Rift Herald eventually because Lissandra had the pushing power. And Lissandra got the first tower. And that laning phase is over. Nogri gets caught out so much, man. He's the Hoonie of LCK.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, this was a good win by Hamon Life all around. They took most of the objectives here. They did give up an Inferno, which I don't like seeing, but they did get a lot of towers, so it was okay. Game number 3, we had Damwon Gaming comeback though against Hamon Life. They didn't give Lava his LeBlanc. They picked it into him. They took that LeBlanc with Showmaker, who also has a phenomenal LeBlanc. Most LCK mid laners have good LeBlanc. Nuclear popped off on the Vayne at 3-1-10, and Flame came in, replaced Nogri, and just carried on the 6-1-4 on the Vladimir. Vladimir being Vladimir, he's a pretty good champ.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
If you want to take a look at the first big team fight, pretty good champ. What's that there? That's a quadra kill? Yep.
Yeah, you don't want to see stuff like that.
What's that, 28 minutes? Yep, 29 minutes. That's about time Vlad gets online. If you're not way ahead by that point, you're not going to make it. Yeah, he had 0 kills at that point, by the way. 0 kills, gets a quadra kill like it's nothing, because it's Vladimir. Oh, I hate late the game Vlad. It's so much damage. So much.
And it comes out of nowhere too,
Yeah, it really
because
does.
none of Vladimir's damage like abilities look like they would hurt you.
Mhm.
But he
Mhm.
just jumps in and you die.
Yeah, the whole team dies. Like the Hextech, Void Staff, Rabadons, like those three items, if they get those three first, it's like that's a lot more damage than you're expecting.
Yeah.
Yep. And Lava had a great series, I thought, for Hollow Life. He's had a very good split, to be honest. Like he was pretty bad before the split, but this split is he's really shown up. It's been nice. Sangyun is
Mhm.
usually also there with him, not so much. Same with Bono. Bono had a very bad series, but he's had a good split in general.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we had a Freak of Freaks versus Griffin. Okay,
Thanks.
Griffin, they're just gonna come back. It was just a complete fluke, losing to Gen.G like that. That doesn't happen. That was just, whoops, no big deal. Aiming on the Ezreal now. First you had Ruler on the Vayne, now you have aiming on the Ezreal. They're just destroying. Like, what?
I don't know, man.
Look
I
at
don't
this team fight.
understand.
This is 11 minutes in, and a bunch of Keelan gets a quadra kill. I don't know if it was technically quadra kill, but it was close enough to a quadra kill that it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Also, not a big fan of how much damage Aatrox does.
I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. I think when you get a quadra kill early on, then he does a lot of damage. But I don't have too big of a problem with Aatrox damage. Yeah, he did 14k. Griffin almost did as much as him.
Yeah.
I think he's nerfed pretty hard, but people still love to play it. But yeah,
That's because it's a free champion. I mean, look what he can do. You literally have 3 lives.
yeah, the
Just
three
do as
lives
much
thing
damage
is
as possible.
very annoying. Very annoying, especially with Lysandra as well. And Kindred. Hell, you have 4 lives with Kindred. I just realized.
Yeah, and then what happens if someone decides to put, like, let's say they go last season and do Zillion mid?
Yeah. Oh God, I didn't even think about Zillion Aatrox with GA. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
How do you kill this man? That's a good combo. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's four.
And
No,
there's
4 Aatroxes in the fight.
exactly. And there's no reason not to do it because with the meta right now, it's not so much assassin mages other than like your LeBlanc getting picked. You're still having the Lysandra. This game you had a Galio. You got some Yasuo picks. So I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going Zillion. It's a safe pick. He brings good late game damage
Mhm.
and utility. I
Yeah.
mean, he's still a good mid laner.
And
I personally hate seeing it.
I just don't think. I think Riven's stronger than him at the moment.
Stronger than Aatrox?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not
I
in
think
this
Riven
game.
is a niche pick. Considering these are pro players, it's kind of different, but you also see pro players in other regions, not NA, who pick Riven and kind of looks bad other than a certain few.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was Someday who, while he was playing Riven, they literally said this may be his first Riven game.
Yeah, didn't he pop off in that game though?
No, he didn't do well that game.
Okay.
I think it was the next time he played Riven he did.
Got it. I was like, I know. I remember
Yeah.
someday had the one pop off game on Riven.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think Riven is a good pick, and I think it's a good pick into Aatrox as well.
Yeah.
Because Aatrox has to land stuff, and Riven just has a shit ton of mobility.
A lot of mobility on Riven. I hate that champ.
Yep.
All right. Final game, or no, game number 2 of this series.
Yeah,
Griffin came back with Urgot. Like, this is the 3rd time I've seen Urgot from Griffin, by the way, since he got nerfed. You think they got the memo? I know it went 5-3. I know it went 5-3. That's results based analysts, though. Analysis. Thank you. I don't know why. I was trying to say like analyst, but like that's not the right word. That's
Yeah.
results based though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Urgot here. What do you do? This is the 3rd time they picked him since he's been nerfed. Stop it. He's not good.
Yeah.
He might be good 9.6. He will be good on 9.6, by the way. He will be very good on 9.6 because I saw that they didn't take his health regen from his shield, by the way.
Yeah.
They moved it to E. I thought they originally removed the health regen or percentage of the shield and only made it attack damage. It was 2.5 attack damage, or bonus attack damage to the shield. Now it's
Mhm.
1.5 with the health back as well. So expect full. I think you can get away with probably. I don't know. I cannot wait to play Urgot again and not feel like I'm trolling. Oh, I'm so excited. He's gonna do so
This
much
is a
damage.
it's a weird team comp looking at that too.
Yeah. Well, I
Like
mean, you got
Urgot,
hands to go in with the Urgot, or you got Chovy, you in the classic Doinby build with the Rylai's and Righteous Glory.
right?
Doinby, that's getting popular all over the place now.
I wonder what his summer spell was. I wonder if he had phase rush
I don't know.
because that's
I
a
would
very
assume so.
quick boy.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's what you're supposed to do. You go very fast on Rise, and you slow people down, and you stun them, and you slow them down some more, and you stun. It's quite interesting. Playing
Yeah, it's a very interesting build.
doesn't show, sadly. Okay, but yeah, that was game number 2. Game number 3, though, a Freak of Freaks won.
Yikes!
This was a throw, by the way. This wasn't like, oh, Griffin, man, they had this one in the like, oh, they just got blown out. No, they threw. They threw really hard. Look at, they win, get a Baron, win, get some towers, get a dragon, win, get another dragon, and then throw at Baron. Game over.
Yeah, this wasn't nearly like the Gen G game.
No. It's still bad, though. Still very
No, it's
bad.
still bad. Yeah, it's still not
Afrika
good.
lost to
You shouldn't be
Janair.
put in that situation.
Afrika lost to Janair, which means that Afrika beat Gen G, which means Janair is better than Gen G.
Yeah,
Nope, not Gen G. Griffin. I ruined the whole thing.
yep. That's one way to look at it.
Yep. Ah. But yeah, this is a terrible, 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 terrible loss by Griffin. Back to back. So confusing. I'm worried for them now. Like, I thought they were invincible. They are not invincible.
Mm,
I,
yeah,
I just don't know if they
really
have a
not.
good read on the meta. They keep picking. They keep. I mean, this is an okay comp. I don't mind this comp at all. But even Tarzan, where's his redemption? Is he supposed to go his redemption? Uh, I'm okay with that. But yeah, they simply got outplayed at the end. They threw the game. Nothing
Yeah, that was an Elder Dragon too, by the way.
at Elder. There wasn't
Yeah,
at Baron.
they got aced that Elder Dragon,
Oh
and
yeah, that's
just
at the end. That was that was
yeah,
the very
yeah.
end. Yeah, yeah. But like they threw the Baron first.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, they threw the Baron, which you could tell is the gold fleet goes from 5k to 3k, and then they threw again. They died again at Elder Dragon. It's like, well, they just lost the game. They just lost
They
two
lost
series.
they lost with the gold lead and more kills too.
Yep, it's just
Like,
it's bad.
wow.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Next, oh god, we're already 30 minutes in. Quick, Griffin, why'd you have to lose? We had to talk about it.
I know, right?
Next, Sandbox Gaming. This is how Yorick's played, NA. Take notes. Summit destroyed on the Yorick. Man,
He's so good too.
he's so good on Yorick, man. On Fleek had a good game. Score was okay. Then Gengo had a pretty bad game on Draven. Smeb looked terrible. GG by Sandbox. Next, played the Yorick again. Worked out great again. He only went 1-0-7 this time, but he was taking his towers. For some reason, I don't have a gold graph here, but KT picked up. No, I'm sorry. The reason why Yorick worked out is because Smeb actually played in the Summit, and that's why it's 2-1. Forgot about that part.
Yep.
And Score popped off on the Kazakhs, really. Him and Gengo absolutely destroyed the Ashe Tompkins, which I was just rating so highly. This is like the first time I've seen it lose. Sorry. Dove had a good game on the LeBlanc as well, though. Even in a loss, he wasn't able to.
Mhm.
And then KT went back with the Draven. Is Gengo like a one trick on Draven now? Like, I know he
I see
plays.
Nugget.
He plays a lot of Draven. I do know that, but like, you can pick something else. Yeah, and this was Dove just popping off on the rise, 6-0-2. This was a perfect game, right? Nope. They gave up one kill at the end in a team fight. Ezreal died. Ghost ruined it. This was essentially a perfect game. As you can tell, 26-minute game, 13k gold lead, blowout. Quickly, God, we still have 2 more series. Hanwha Life versus SKT. Hanwha Life won the first game, and that was, I would like to say, is thanks to Jinx. Songyun on Jinx just popped off, and Teddy never got going on the Vayne, and that was a problem. And Khan also got kicked out. Just put Khan on Fiora or Jace. Jace was banned. Take the Fiora. He's amazing on the Fiora. I don't like seeing him on other stuff, frankly. There's a big team
Yeah.
fight here at the very end. That obviously they
Also,
took the Baron.
not a fan of the Akali pick. This is like the second time Faker's played it.
It
Like
didn't
this
do anything.
week.
Really didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
he didn't do anything the last time we played it either.
Yeah. Lava looked amazing. Lava looked good all week. Lava's looked so good. Like I said, he might be the most
Mhm.
improved player from last split to this split.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was terrible last split. Next we have Lava
huge
going
blowout.
0-1. This was a 15-0 outside of an Earthdrake. Perfect game. I'm going to call it a perfect game because they got a Rift Herald and a kill. I know it's not, but huge blowout. Huge blowout. And look at this one. I'm telling you. I am putting my foot down. This is going to be the super meta bot lane is Ashe and Tahm Kench.
I can see it.
Next we had Tahm Kench and Varus, which is kind of like Ashe Tahm Kench. It's a bow and arrow.
Just a little more poke.
It's pokier arrows, not the slowy arrows, the pokey arrows. But yeah, Khan had some amazing Kennen engages in this game. I think those were the really big difference. Thal never got going on the Vlad. Hanwha Life's key. The Blitzcrank pick did not work out. I love the Blitzcrank pick into Tahm Kench, honestly, because if Tahm Kench eats the ADC, it's a 2-for-1. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that whole thing. Oop, I just dropped the dice. But Lava, he had a decent game on the Yasuo, but Faker just popped off on the block as well. It wasn't many fighting, or it wasn't too many fights. It was just like one really big fight, and right here is another one. But outside of that, it was just great objective control by SKT, and they were able to defeat Hanwha Life, who looked pretty good. But I think that's the issue. They look good enough to be the gatekeepers of the playoffs, but not much better.
Mhm.
And then quickly, because we're at 30-some minutes into just reviewing, this was started out very close game. First 30 minutes, back and forth, very close, until KZ takes the Baron. KZ, the pawn on the Azir. I love late game Azir. I love late game Vlad. That two combo was just way too much for Gen G to handle. Even with Ruler looking really good on the Ezreal, Ezreal's really squishy when Azir and Vlad get on you. Doesn't work too well.
Let's not forget one of these teams 2-0 Griffin this week too.
Yep.
It wasn't the team that won.
And game number 2 was blow. Karthus finally came out for Korea. You never see Karthus in Korea. But yeah, that was he had a rough start actually. He died, he gave up first blood, then he died again, then he died again. Yeah, he had 3 deaths by 10 minutes, So it wasn't super broken. Peanuts back to normal. They just went they went like Super Saiyan for one game, I guess, or something. Peanuts back to being what he is this week or year, with completely feeding near the bottom of the list. Cuz Rascal, I'm telling you, I really like this Kingzone team personally. I think if there's a team that could upset Griffin, I can even say that now. They can upset Griffin.
Yes.
Like I was gonna say before last week, I would never say any team can upset Griffin. But yeah, if there's a team that can upset Griffin, Sandbox, or SKT, I definitely think it's KC. Deft is playing out of his mind this year, and I honestly think he deserves MVP.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Pawn and Cuz and Rascal and they've all and Tucson, they've all 4 of them have also stepped up the last previous weeks to give some relief from Def's back, which must be completely like broken now from the first half of the season. But yeah, I think that they're just the better out. They're like the same team comps if you think about it, with the super ADC that is way ahead of everyone else in the team. But just the parts around Deft are better than the parts around Ruler.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's quickly go to Players of the Week. I'm going to move that. Oh, I spoiled some of my picks there. Sorry. Top player of the week was Damwon Gaming's Flame. He had KDA of 10, a CSM of 10, so that's a nice equalizer. Damage percentage of 36.2 and DPM of 615. He did only play one game, but that was one hell of an important game against Hanwha Life. Those two teams are fighting for 5th and 6th place right now, and the fact that he came in game 3 and just absolutely crushed it is huge for me. That's a big, and he just destroyed on the Vlad. Especially coming off of Nogri's 0-6 performance in game number 2. They really needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Jungler of the week was actually Damwon Gaming's Punch. He had a KDA of 15.5, average assist at 8.7, and GPM of 335. Mid lane of the week is Sandbox's Dove. He had a KDA of 20, a CSM of 9.6, and 20 damage percentage of 22.5. ADC of the week had to be Genji's Ruler. I mean, he was a god. He had a KDA of 17 on the Vayne, or just in overall, but mostly the Vayne. CSM of 10.7, damage percentage of 36.9, DPM 508, and he single-handedly 2-0'd Griffin. like he was amazing. And support of the week was Damwon Gaming's Hoyt, 4.8 KDA, average assist 9.3, vision score per minute 2.39. Supports did not have a good week actually. It was kind of funny to notice. it was like a weird thing where a lot of the supports didn't even have many average assists this week, which is one of my main average assists and vision score per minute. Is what I usually look at for supports.
Feels bad for support.
Yeah. All right. What you want to talk about? Let's go to your play of the week. You win it. All right. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready whenever.
3, 2, 1, go.
He's gonna get taunted. There's that mistake they were looking for. Into the back line, but Tarzan immediately dies. Is the damage there for Griffin? Is another question. Oh, look at how much damage Bane does. What the hell is going on? They turn it around and it's one. The ruler is still alive in the back line. Unbelievable. He's flashing fire. He kills Chovy. He's looking for more as he's gonna go onto Viper here. Down goes the triple. There's the Quadra. And
Oh God.
I love the flash forward.
Yeah, that's when you're playing Vayne, you pretty much have to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're locked into that pick, everyone's already flaming you because you're late game Vayne and everyone hates that. No one is okay with that. So you gotta flash.
You're talking solo queue, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure this doesn't happen in pro play, Brock.
No. This is straight solo queue.
But to be fair, there's a lot of Vayne spotting that happens. A lot of flash in Vayne. That's what every Vayne. That's a Vayne dream scenario. Every time a Vayne tumbles or flashes forward, that's what they expect happens.
Yep.
80% of the time, they just get CC locked and die immediately.
Everyone picks Vayne thinking they can do that every.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good play. That's crazy. I still am in shock that my only 2 losses this week were Griffin.
The worst part about that is the beginning of that play starts with Fly getting like caught out because he went real deep and died.
Yeah.
And the announcers are like, "That's not good. That's not looking good. This isn't good for Gen G." And then it immediately turns around.
Yep. And the thing that I hate is that I don't know if I'm gonna not the spoiler for some of my picks. Those are like the 2 weakest games, or some of the weakest games, but they don't have any hard games left for Griffin. They already played them against SKT and Sandbox.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, do I just not pick Griffin? I feel like I have to pick Griffin every game still until I see even worse. I feel like it's almost like a fluke of a week in my opinion, or something. I don't know. It's so weird. Let's go over our power rankings. We both still have Griffin first. We both really wanted to put SKT. Even you said it when I came in here. I was thinking the exact same thing as you. Where if Griffin wouldn't have beaten SKT literally last week, they would be number 1 in my opinion.
Yeah, and see, the only thing about that still kind of made me want to do it is just based off the fact that SKT took a game. But even then, it's still like, it's like, how do you do it?
Yeah, they just beat them last week, and they're 2-0 against them on the year. Which I mean, I wanted to. That's 2 terrible losses. Like none of the playoffs. That's an inexcusable week for even Hanwha Life to lose to Gen G and a freaking, let alone Griffin. Like, oh, man, I don't know. It's quite weird. Next we have SKT. We actually kept our top 6. I think this is a very solid top 6 from Korea.
Oh yeah.
And we're actually the exact same. I realized all 10. Good job. I just realized that. Whew.
Are we?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's the first time we're the same. I was always a big fan of KT for some stupid... Not a big fan of KT, let me clear that up for a second. Not a big fan. I was a fan of them compared to teams like Gen G. I always thought Gen G was the worst of the 3 teams. Jin Air
Yeah.
doesn't count. Like between the only differences we've had over the last like few weeks has been the rotating of Genji, Afrika, and KT. Which one will get relegated? I don't know. Type stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely KT is in the driver's seat now that Afrika and Genji both took a game off Griffin. Those are games that they did not deserve to win, or I shouldn't say that. Did not look like they were going to win on the schedule at all, and those are big wins that you don't expect.
Yeah, those are really big.
All right, with that, let's get to our predictions. You saw a few of mine at the end if you caught it real quick. But the first game is between Griffin and Humble Life. Let me double check that because Google, you know. So you talk about your pick while I double check that.
I'm picking Griffin just because I think Hanwha is better than the teams that just beat Griffin. But I still kind of on the same boat with you. I think it's a fluke, or I think it's something. I don't know what it is, but I know they shouldn't have lost. So for me, I think that was just straight up they decided to lose that week. They're just like, you know what, we should lose 2 games. So let's go do it.
The 3 Urgot picks has me worried in the sense that I feel like Griffin isn't learning the meta properly because they should not be picking Urgot. They're the only team I've seen pick Urgot outside of Misfits who picked it once and fed on it. But like outside of that, no one picks Urgot right now in all 5 major regions at all, except for Griffin. Like,
yeah, it really kind of seems like they're trying to hold on to something.
well, I mean, they maybe they're just thinking about they don't want to lose practice on it because of 9.6. I don't know, because he's back. He's back.
It's definitely back. Maybe it's just because their playoff has been locked for quite a while now.
No, it's playoffs is locked, but not first place.
Yeah, no, not first place, but I mean playoffs.
Yeah. Everyone, and I think almost everyone is locked in the playoffs in Korea. The only one, Damwon Gaming, how did they do against Afrika? I don't know exactly. They just need 1 win to seal it, though, and Hanwha Life needs 2 wins to seal it. 1 win, depending on tiebreakers, they both, Damwon Gaming might not need a win, and Hanwha Life might literally just need 1 win.
Yeah.
Genji is already mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and so is KT, and so is Jin Air. Shocking, I know.
Obvious.
Jin Air's been eliminated from the playoffs since game 1.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but first game we both have Griffin. I have Griffin going 2-0. In my mind, it had to be a fluke, right? It had to be a fluke.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Next, we have Kingzone versus KT. Like I said, I'm on this Kingzone hype train. And I've said it. I just ruined it. Kingzone's gonna win. But
shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I really like Kingzone though. I think Deft is absolutely phenomenal ADC, and I think he's MVP of the split. He will definitely be able to carry against Gringo on KT. In score and stuff. I mean, the whole team's playing bad. Cuz should be able to be up on score. Smebs played terrible, so it's just like there should be a 2-0, I think, for Kingzone.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily on a Kingzone hype train, but
we can't both
they're a
get
lot better than KT. Yeah, we can't both be on. But I do think they're a lot better than KT, and they're enough to get it done. I think they're going to 2-0.
2-0. Woo! We're on the same page even for games. Next we have Jin G versus Afrika.
The Griffin Destroyer.
The Griffin Slayers. Which one's better? I surprisingly have to go Genji. I've been hating on Genji pretty much at the start of the season, but I think that Genji, I think with Ruler, has a better shot than what Afrika. Afrika is so difficult to predict. They have like 30 different team comps of their 10 players. They mix and match their 10 players like crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. I definitely do not want to see what's his face again. I can't. Oh, who was their mid laner? I can't even remember his name.
Cal or Sun?
No. I don't mind either of those. It was the other one that lost to Jin Air.
Oh, I don't see another one.
Brook.
Oh, that's their top laner.
He played mid lane.
Oh, well, there you go.
Jin Air. So that makes sense. Now I didn't know he was the top laner. Yep, he played mid lane against Jin Air, and that didn't work out as well.
Big yikes.
Yeah, I have Genji 2-1 because it's going to be close, but I think Ruler will be able to get it done for Genji.
Yep. I'm going to Afrika.
Woo! We will have a difference.
Yeah. And I'm going to Afrika because Peanut is on Genji.
Very
And
true.
you really can't pick games like consecutively for Genji.
Hey,
Because,
Peanut is already lost.
yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen with Peanut.
Yeah, he's
He's either going to be a monster on Jarvan or he's going to feed his ass off on Jarvan.
yeah, but it's like 80% feed, 20% carry. It's not like it's not a
I don't even know if it's
strong.
an 80-20. It's like a 99% and then he carried in the Griffin series.
Pretty much. Next we have Sandbox Game versus SKT Game of the Week.
Oh, for sure, game of the week.
I'm loving
Battling for
this
that
game.
second place.
Yeah, maybe first. Hey,
Yeah.
that first game place is not sealed anymore.
Nope.
It is sealed with one win by Griffin.
Yeah,
Griffin
awesome.
literally wins one game, they seal first place. So probably by this point, as long as they beat Hollow Life, it will be sealed, and it will be for second place, like you said. And because of that, I think SKT wins this one because Sandbox has looked decent. They've recovered a bit. They've held their own where I thought they were going to fall off at the end of the split. I believe it was week 5 where Sandbox had, I believe, 2 losses and then they bounced back here with 2 wins. But they lost, I believe, another game. Anyway, they haven't looked as sharp in the second half of the split as they did in the first half. So I think SKT wins this one 2-1. Close series, very close.
Yeah, I agree with that on the close game because aside from the Griffin loss, SKP has been on a tear.
Yeah.
And the only upset they had was against Damwon. And at the time, that wasn't necessarily an upset for me.
Yeah.
Because Damwon was looking really good. And it was still a 2-1. But SKT's been on a tear.
That was with
Sandbox,
Flame, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
This is first
And
one.
Sandbox has been looking good. Like, obviously, they're one win off of being tied for second place.
Yeah.
But because SKT is 25-13 and they're 24-13, SKT is just ahead of them. So I mean, yeah, like you said, this is going to be a super close series.
Yeah.
And,
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I've got SKT taking it.
Next, we have a very close match of the week.
God. Oh boy.
2 talents battling it out here. Jinair and KT.
They're battling for that relegation.
I don't
Who's
know.
going to be in the region next
I
season?
mean, I gotta pick KT. Outside of that one miracle win against Afrika Jinair had, they've looked semi-relevant the last few games. Maybe, sorta. I mean, that's the issue with Jinair, right? Is we get excited when they're only down 3k gold by 20 minutes. Like, they have a 10% chance to win this game. Good job. Here we go. 10% chance. Way to go, Jinair. Other than that, they just give up and die, I feel like. But I think KT should. If KT can't handle this, see ya. There's 0% chance they make it past relegation.
No. But for me, the worst part about this is your first and second place teams have 25 wins.
Yeah.
I'm picking KT because they have 11 wins.
KT has 11 wins.
Yeah, KT has 11 wins on the season.
They're just not clutch, man.
Yeah, they're not clutching the 3-game series.
Nope. They are the Vici Gaming of LCK. Which is weird, as Vici Gaming being compared to KT is usually like, what? Vici Gaming's always been pretty bad, but Vici Gaming wins so many game 2s. I'm so pissed. I picked them to win a game 3 earlier this week, or yesterday, and they lost it. I shouldn't have done that. They only win game 2. Sorry, that was a rant. I was upset.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah. 50-50 in China this week again. Not good. Griffin versus Damwon Gaming is the next game. I have Griffin winning. Like I said, I have to believe. My mind can't. Like you can't handle the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel like with Griffin. It's just no way. I'm just in ignorant bliss right now. It was a freak accident. Something happened. Like I'm sorry. Like something weird. Like was in the water that day. Griffin just wasn't playing smart. They're the best team in the world, right?
I think at some point they were.
Yeah, I don't even have him as the best team in the world. Now have IG as best team in the world.
I can see that.
I had top until they lost today. That's a very fresh update. uh,
Uh,
yeah, but I
yeah,
still have Griffin going 2-0. I even say 2-0 against Damwon. I love Damwon, but in my head I'm in denial that Griffin is bad. Like they've lost it. I'm into if it's after this week they lose again, then I'll start seeing the light.
I think this one, for
Maybe.
me, this game's going to have a lot to do with if Garrett Griffin wins game one.
Mm-hmm.
But since how I have them winning game one, I'm going to have them winning this series as well.
2-1 or 2-0?
I think 2-1.
Ooh. Okay.
I think Griffin has really showed that they're a beatable team.
Mm-hmm.
And if not so much beatable, they've showed that people can take games off of them.
Mm-hmm. Look out though. The last day of the season, not the last game. That's between Damwon and KT. But Griffin versus Janair. Mark it down.
Yikes.
Janair has to win another game, by the way. They got to restore balance.
Yeah.
No, I don't see where it's happening. Man,
I mean, against KT, that's their last hope.
just to tell people, by the way, Janair's last week is against SKT Griffin.
Yeah, that's not good. This is going to be a really good week. Week 10 is going to be a good week to watch because SKT versus Jin Air and Griffin against Jin Air, I'm expecting a lot of troll picks in those games.
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting final week. Let's continue, though, on this week, which is Saturday. We have Hollywood Life versus Sandbox Gaming. I have
Sunday.
Sunday. Yep, you're right. Sandbox Gaming, I feel like will win this game. They'll bounce back from their very close, heartbreaking SKT loss. I don't think Hama Life is strong enough to take any of the teams above them. Damwon's the only one they have a fighting chance against, as they showed this week. It's a very close series. But outside of that, I don't think they're near the level of the top 4 teams in Korea at the moment. They're definitely they're better than the bottom 4, but they're not. They're definitely what you call a middle team.
Yeah. What I'm getting from Hanwha is they're really good at holding on, but they're not necessarily good at really taking the game. Like they're good at keeping their in 3-game series. They're pretty good at keeping themselves there. They even took a game off of SKT. I mean, they've taken games off of these people.
Yeah,
But they're really just don't seem like they're there against the top echelon of teams.
Yep.
And I think this is going to kind of be the same. I think it's going to be 2-1 Sandbox.
Okay. I have a 2-0. I forgot. I don't think I mentioned that. But I think that
I don't think you did either.
yeah, but yeah, you still think Sandbox though. And then finally the wrap up, Kingzone versus Afrika. I'm in love with Kingzone right now. 2-0 against Afrika. I don't like Afrika. Afrika confuses me. Afrika makes me scared. 10-man rosters are weird.
Yeah, there's so many people.
Kingzone.
Yeah, I'm going Kingzone as well. 2-0.
Yep, me too. All right, we only have one game different again. I feel like we've only had one game different like so many weeks in Korea. But that Gen G versus Afrika game, that's what matters, Brock. It'll make it going into the final week. One of us will be up 1-0 or one game on the other.
Yep.
So that is the picks for today. Thank you guys for coming out to watch. Hey, Sneaky, by the way. Just saw you there. But we are going to end the stream. Thank you guys for coming to watch. Come follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingLinkFan, youtube.com/KingLinkFan. Come subscribe. We do LPL on Monday or Sunday at 10 p.m., LCS at 10 p.m. on Monday, LCK obviously 10 p.m. on Tuesday, LMS tomorrow is at 10 p.m. That's getting a little spicy. And Thursday we have LEC. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.